right now. The interesting thing is that you apparently need admission tuitions now as well.
Yeah, you do.
So to talk about it further, we've got somebody from Hussain, I think a household name. We don't need to be elaborating on that. We've got Salman Ghaffar with us. Salman, can you introduce yourself to us?
Basically, we've been doing admissions test preparation for about, Hussain has been doing it for about more than 20 years now.
But you?
And I joined him about 10 years ago as a student and then as a teacher.
So
and
what
That's your
specific
specialty.
tests are you preparing for?
well, we do admissions test preparation for almost every local university.
No, you yourself.
And I prepare students for the IB admission test and also for the LUMS admissions test, plus the GMAT, the GRE, the SATs.
What is the requirement? I mean, why can't we just, there are books available out there. You can buy the books and you can sit yourself down and you can do the tests.
Let's break it down into two broad categories. There is the international admissions test,
Yes.
and there's the local admissions test. There's the international admission test. For the bachelor's admissions, you need the SAT. And the SAT is for the US, mainly for the US. And the SAT is a very strong, it's a very difficult test. It's a 4-hour long test. It's got sections on English and mathematics. You know, you need to correct sentences which have grammatical errors. You need to know what a run-on sentence is. You need to know what parallel construction is. And those are things that are sadly not enough taught in our schools these days. Similarly, if you're talking about mathematics, the math that you get in the SAT is up to the O-level math level or the metric math level. But a lot of students, you know, when they go on to the A-levels or the inter, they don't take math. And when they're not doing math, they forget a lot of the concepts. So they need to do these tuitions to revise their basic concepts. Plus, there are certain aspects of the test that they're not aware of. So we sort of come in over there.
The fifth question is always going to be the correct answer because it's the trickiest answer.
Yeah, so presumably
something like
this
that.
is the advantage of preparation, and is that you get all that skill set under your belt.
Exactly. And furthermore, you also have the local admissions test. Now, you'd be amazed to know that throughout the year, from January to December, all the universities have pick up any month and you'll have a university taking its test. You know, in January you have the LUMS MBA test. In June you have the IB admissions test. In April you have the Khan test. In September you have the Dow test, and so on and so forth. So the point really is
But you do realize, I'm going to cut you there, that the AKU says you don't need any prep for our test.
well, that's what they all say. But the point really is that if you do prepare, then you increase your chances. Your chances can't go down.
Your
You can't
success rate
hurt.
goes up.
You can't hurt your chances by going to a good admissions test preparation center. First of all, the more relevant question then is that is admissions test really important? Does it carry any value? It definitely does carry a lot of value, because in Pakistan you have at presently 3 education streams. You have the inter, the A-level, and the Khan board. How does a university know which is better? Student from coming up is an A in an A-level better than an A in an inter, or an A in inter better than an A in Khan? I mean, is a percentage, can you compare percentages straightforward? Can you say that that a 70% in Khan is better than a 70% in inter? You can't. You don't know. There is no standardized way that you could do that. So the only way that universities can actually check the merit of their students is by taking an admissions test.
Do you have any packages for schools where there could be subsidized cost to school so that the school can provide that particular tuition setup? Because again, not everyone can afford it. So are there packages available?
Yes, we do that. We, on a regular basis, schools have been kind enough to invite us to speak to their students. We talk to them, we see what the requirements are, we present packages that they can afford. Whenever we get a student who can financially not afford the tuition fee, we definitely look into it. We provide scholarships. We do not refuse admissions to any student based on the fact that he or she cannot afford the tuition.
Good.
We always do provide scholarships, but obviously we have to be very careful, because when you say that, then you know you have a whole bunch of students coming in.
And you've said it on air now.
And I've said it on air, so well, God help me. But still, we can actually go through their the backgrounds. We could actually check with their parents. We could check what the financial status is. We could see what their schooling was, you know, really, and then we also see if they have a realistic chance of getting into the university that they want to get into, and then
what will be the success rate once they get there, and so on and so forth. Presumably that factors into that whole calculation. Okay, I don't want to call an Hussain a tuition center, because frankly I think that's a bit of it's a misnomer.
Right.
Tuitions imply some kind of disability or inability of a child to learn, and in this particular case we're not actually talking about that.
No, they're substantiating.
We're talking, they're enhancing what they've already got. So really, so this is a support network that you provide. And there is a skill set which children need to pass exams.
Definitely.
It's a skill set.
Definitely.
And I have 2 separate children that have 2 different skill sets. And you know this from all the students you've dealt with.
Definitely.
There's a basic formula, and then you have to tweak the formula for each child.
True.
Okay.
Exactly.
within that framework, do you think, in your opinion, I'm not looking for the Anis Hussain opinion, I'm not looking for just your opinion, Salman, as someone who's done this for so long, do these support network services, do these other tuition centers, do these other support services enhance the sort of socio-economic viewpoint, if you like, of schools? And does it help us at all in Pakistan to be like this?
It definitely does.
Why do you say that? Three top reasons.
I'll give the best reason that comes to mind right now is that when students are able to do stuff in their head faster, they actually become more successful in the universities. They're faster. They're definitely. Secondly, if they go to a strong center which has good roots, which provides solid skill sets, then definitely your abilities in certain skills which may not be that great actually improves. For instance, if I can teach somebody how to calculate compound interest, and he goes to IB and he's able to do that on a regular basis successfully, then he is increasing his chances of staying in IB and being more successful.
Getting a job eventually.
Eventually getting a job. That is the eventual objective. Ready the students so that they, and give them the skill set that they require to be successful in their careers. And we think that we actually do that, and we can see that by the fact that students regularly come back to us for more, and they send their relatives, they send their friends.
And this and that.
Oh yes, definitely.
Well, there's no doubt about the quality being provided at Anis Hussain. Now this is a national show,
right?
And but let me get this clear: there's no Anis Hussain in Islamabad and Lahore as yet.
No, there are only 3 tuition centers by the name of Anis Hussain, and all of them are in Karachi.
All of them in do you know any heavy duty names then in Lahore and Islamabad, or what happens there? Is this culture prevailing only in Karachi, that there is supply because there is demand for it? Or
no, definitely there are many tuition centers all over the country. I don't know offhand of any names that come to mind at the moment. But we do get on a regular basis students from Lahore and Islamabad coming to Karachi and preparing with us.
For preps?
Yes, for preparation. We actually
then
get regular
you should
requests.
Open up a
You've talked, Salman, you've talked a lot about supporting the system, right? We're talking about enhancing children's skill sets. We're talking about preparing them for the job market, preparing them for further growing in life.
Yes.
All right. Let's look at a slightly different viewpoint, if you like. What about this total abdication that some teachers have in secondary schools, where they just don't teach because they know they can make a buck on the side outside school? And that, I'm not saying Anis Hussain does it, because that's a different service altogether, but that culture does exist too.
And that's terrible. And
that's where it started from. It started about 30 years ago, when a bunch of math and science teachers in the city just went on strike because they couldn't earn enough from their paychecks.
There could be many reasons why people require tuitions, but one of the reasons is definitely, yes, that there are many good teachers who choose not to perform at their best when they are teaching at a college or in school, and the same students go back to them for tuitions at home. Schools need to have a very strong policy on this, and I know there are certain schools which are very, very strict on this. There are many colleges which are very strict on this.
You can't give tuitions to your own students.
Yes, definitely. The point really is that everybody has a standard of living that they want to maintain.
And why not?
And why not? They have a right, they have a skill, and they have a great skill, and they should be paid for doing that.
And they should be remunerated accordingly.
They should definitely be remunerated according to that. And these people, a lot of such, I know many teachers who are fantastic, who leave the country and who end up in the US or UK and do PhDs and stay there and live there and make good money.
It's financially viable for them to be.
And why not? I mean, if you don't provide them that objective, that goal here, they can't achieve that here. They can't make it here, then they have to. I mean, but essentially, we need to have a proper support system for the teachers as well.
There you go. That's the next topic for the next show. Thank you very much, Salman.
Thank you so much.
That was
so much for
good to have
here.
another viewpoint. Stay with us, guys. We got more coming.